All right, good morning, everyone. And I'm very excited to see all of you here. My name is Rada Mihalcea. I'm a professor of computer science here at Michigan. I'm also the director of the AI lab. And on behalf of the AI lab, I would like to welcome all of you here today for a day filled with AI. We are very much looking forward to seeing all the amazing research happening here at Michigan and also around Michigan, and looking forward to hearing all the insights that you all have to share and hear the thoughts. Oftentimes, when I think of AI today, the expression that comes to mind is that we live in the best of times. Now, yesterday, I had the curiosity to Google, "We live in the best of times," and see what comes back. And the first thing that came back is a quote from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities from 1859. And this is how it goes. "It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of darkness. It was the season of light. It was the winter of despair. It was the spring of hope." And as I was reading this, I realized that all of this is really about AI. And it's almost as if Charles Dickens had a premonition about how AI is going to be 150 years later. And let's see if I can convince you that this is indeed the case. It is the best of times. We all see all the amazing findings due to AI, all the applications that we haven't seen possible before. And I'll show examples of that later, and that's what we are here today. We'll see a lot of the algorithms that are being currently developed that would facilitate application that we haven't even imagined before. Also looking at the pace of research, here is, for instance, a chart that shows the number of papers over years, and we see how it's growing at a staggering pace. So this number of papers is really a reflection of the amount of research that's happening in this field. Here is another chart that shows, you have to read the numbers in millions, numbers of job postings that would require AI skill. And here is another one, which is VC funding in AI. So we see a lot of growth, so it is the best of times. It is also the worst of times. I wouldn't say the worst of times, but we do face challenges that are new and due to being in this best of times. For instance, the chart that we've just seen, we see the number of job postings that would require AI skill, but then the bottom line reflects the number of people who have AI skills. And that gap is widening. So this is a challenge that we face now that we'll have to think on how to educate enough people to keep up with the demand for AI. Another challenge that I see is the gap in gender and race. This is a plot that shows the gender gap in AI as applied to different fields. So again, it's a challenge that we'll have to think of how to address. So we bring diversity into AI, both in terms of gender and race and other diversity to our field. It is the age of wisdom. Well, of course, what can be wiser than artificial intelligence? And if we look around, seeing applications, and the examples are really biased by my own view. I work in natural language processing, so I keep a close eye on what's happening there, but also looking beyond that. So here is an example. Speech processing has reached an accuracy that's quite impressive, at least for certain widely spoken languages. Machine translation, again, for pairs of languages that are widely spoken, it's nearing human performance. We see dialogue for, again, certain domains. It's quite impressive how well they would work. And we're also seeing other areas, for instance, in self-driving cars, May mobility. We'll hear more from our own Ed Olson about how people are thinking about this applications that are high impact. It is also the age of foolishness. And that's sort of a side effect of us trying to build things that are hard to build. So we end up with also settings that, for better or worse, will keep the fun going. And here is an example from a chat agent, a conversation that would go like this. I need a dinner reservation for Valentine's Day. I'll see if any restaurants have a table for one. No, I need a reservation for two. Why? Is your mother in town? And we have lots of fun, well, at least I do, trying and challenging these chatting agents and see what they will come up with. And these are technologies that are getting better every day, but also gives room for foolishness. And there is also AI where you don't even expect AI to happen. Here is an example, beer that learns. So we see AI even there. It is the epoch of belief. Pretty much all we do is deep belief networks. And we also hold deep belief that they will work. It is the epoch of incredulity. All the spread of AI has led to people wondering about whether they could trust AI, and has also led to a subfield being formed of trustworthy AI. It is the season of darkness. A lot of the things that we have these days are big black box. It is the season of light. We are working on interpretable AI and bringing light to that black box. It was the winter of despair. We've been through an AI winter, but now it is the spring of hope. And so I think it is appropriate to say that we live in the best of times, and I think that's part of the reason why you are all here today, and that is why we are all in the AI lab excited about what we do. So I would like to give you a brief glimpse into the AI lab at Michigan. We have an amazing group of people. Many of them are here today. We have 20 faculty, 90 PhD students, and several postdocs who are working in pretty much all the core areas of AI. I wouldn't expect you to read the yellow circles, but those are pretty much the core areas where we focus. That includes machine learning, computer vision, robotics, natural language processing, cognitive architectures, multi-agent systems, human computation, computational social science, and more. All the work that we do is placing us in top 10 worldwide as a graduate school ranking in AI. And I couldn't refrain from sharing this picture. We are AI all the way to the core. We are very grateful for all the sponsors who have helped making this symposium possible, and several of them have representatives here today. And the final thank yous, Aura Bunescu, she's right here. She's the person behind the symposium. And I'm very grateful for everything she's been doing for this symposium and beyond. All the volunteers for all their help, all the speakers and poster and demo presenters, session chairs, and of course, thank you to you, the participants. And with that, I'm ready to hand it over to John Laird for the first session.